Ladies and gentlemen, we know how these people are completely obsessing over black hair, whether it's a child or adults. It doesn't seem to matter. The hair seems to always be a big issue. And I think this is why we need to focus on being as natural as possible with our hair and also wearing hairstyles that are more cultural to the Black community because obviously it bothers them. It must be something about it, ladies and gentlemen, that scares them. And I think we need to do it more often. Stop policing Black women's hair. All right, so we know what happened to Gabrielle Union. She was fired from America Got Talent. The conversation turned to hair after her hairstylist released a video showcasing a variety of styles he has created with the actress tresses during her stint on the show. Various news reporters allege that producers said Miss Union's hair was too black. No, white media said her hair was too black. No question, the styles were authentically Black. They were also unquestionably beautiful. The puffy ponytail cascading down her back like a stretched out piece of cotton, twisted coils piled on top of her head like mini sculptures. If the allegations are true, NBC producers would not be the first to police a Black woman's hair. Not by a long shot. Too many white Americans are obsessed with Black hair. That is so true. If it's not fried straight with chemicals or a flat iron, it isn't appropriate. Well, who said their hair is appropriate? Them? Okay. Who said their hair is appropriate? Most insulting is when the styles are accepted, when culturally appropriated, like when a national fashion magazine gave the Kardashian credit for making cornrows trendy. Exactly. When you put those same hairstyles on white women, all of a sudden it's to die for. But on Black women, it's a problem and they need to do something and change their hair to their liking. So why can't people just leave Black women's hair alone? Women shouldn't be ridiculed for what grows naturally out of their hair, out of their head. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been an ongoing problem since the beginning. If you go back to chattel slavery and you see all those Black women with those headscarves on, that's why they had them on, because these white people were complaining about their hair back then and they had to cover their head. They even had laws for them to keep their head covered. They always been overly concerned, obsessing over our hair. And you can see nothing has changed. It's not only, it's frustrating and insulting, but discriminatory and built off European standards of beauty, which we totally reject. We don't want your standards of beauty. We don't want it. Yet, just about every Black woman has experienced the awkward question about their hair. All right, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, I wish I could tell you that 2020 was not going to bring these problems, but we know it will. And from what I understand, they got these policies written in the school in a way that you can't even sue them unless your state has laws that says, you can no longer discriminate against Black natural hair like they have in New Jersey, New York, and California. Now, isn't it strange that the rest of the nation don't have these laws? And look, ladies and gentlemen, our hair got to be important. They got to write laws about our hair. Okay, they're not writing laws about anybody else's hair. They're writing laws. Just look at the whole scheme of it. They are writing laws about one group of people's hair in this country. Our hair must be pretty damn important. It must be really important. We need to get out in the sun with our natural hair and look up to the sky and pray. We might get some power. That's what they're scared of. Well, I'm going to start doing that a lot this year. I'm going to start doing that a lot. Our hair got to have a lot of power. They have to write laws about our hair in the past and in the present. Ooh. We've all heard the stories about schools that kick out students for wearing dreads or braids. Remember the referee in New Jersey who said a student had to cut off his dreads or forfeit a match? And what about the people who have lost their jobs because of their hairstyles weren't acceptable? But who decides what is acceptable? Apparently, white people. Okay, apparently, white people. Because, I don't see any other group bitching and moaning about our hair other than them. Discriminatory hair experiences can be emotionally taxing and cause people to question their worth. It don't do that for me. Me, I think in a whole different direction. Then what is it about our hair that is such a threat? We're going to have to go back and look at the history on this a little harder. I believe we'll find the answer, y'all. This is especially problematic for children still trying to find their identity. Let's go back and review the story of Samson and Delilah. I'm going to go back and review that story because that was all about his hair, too. We got power in this hair. I know it. Black consumers spent $473 million on hair in 2017, according to Nelson. We can also talk about the time it takes to get our hair straight. Yeah, we can. Black women spend way too much of their weekends sitting in hair salons. The good thing is Black women are starting to push back and tune out the naysayers. Just look at the news anchors who have traded their bone straight tresses for textured styles. The trend is notable given the beauty restrictions often required by television stations. Ever notice how anchors look like clones of one another? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Especially the blonde ones. They start looking alike. I get them all confused. They got them looking exactly the same. Janae Norman, co-anchor of ABC News, World News Now, and the ABC News correspondent, is one who has bucked the trend. In a recent blog post, she wrote that to free my curls, I first had to free my mind. Miss Norman used to straighten her hair, but is now seen on the air with a full head of curls. Exactly. And that's how it should be with all of us. We should all resist these demands. Seriously, we all need to resist their demands because it's silly. We're not children. We don't need to be told what to do with our hair by an entirely different group of people. They treating us like we're kids. We're not kids. Okay. So she's just talking about how she, went along with the standards of European beauty for years, and now she don't do it. Several lawsuits have made the issue one of civil rights and also brought the problem of hair discrimination to a head. Jurisdictions across the country are also adopting laws to ban hair discrimination. Exactly. See, they can't bitch and moan about your skin anymore. So now, and that's only because we don't burn. And now they have latched on to the hair and getting us that way. So in Maryland, Montgomery County passed legislation last month that prohibits discrimination against natural hairstyles, including braids, locks, afros, curls, and twists. And it should not just be in the county, it should be in the entire state of Maryland. You know, I don't like that they only did it in one county and not all over the state. Businesses and others can be fined up to $5,000 for violating the law. California and New York and New Jersey as well have passed similar laws, and other places have pending legislation. In a fairer world, these kind of laws would seem silly, and people would see that beauty comes in all forms. Well, we're in a very silly nation, y'all. A very silly nation of people. So we got silly laws from silly people. I mean, look at their politicians. They're silly too. What do you expect? Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.